All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Wedding Film School Show. My name is Jared, here again with Jason McCutcheon in house. Jason, how we doing?
I am fresh off a new youngin.
You had a baby, in other
we had a
words.
baby,
Yeah.
and then we also had school vacation week the week after the baby was born. So
Yep.
I have been stuck at my house with my 2.5-year-old and 7-year-old and newborn, and my beautiful wife who I'm taking care of.
And we just had 3 feet of snow in
Yes.
Rhode Island, Massachusetts. Literally
So,
historic storm. So you've been really just in
dude,
it.
this is what's happening to me. The second, like I am so tired right now. I cannot stay up. Like there are times,
Yeah.
like I was playing a video game on my like little Steam Deck thing in bed, something I can normally do, and I'm like, oh shoot, I gotta go to bed. You know, like I've been playing so long, and I'm like, and you force yourself to go to bed. I'll be playing games now, and I'll be like, I can't play this game. I have to sleep. My wife will be like, can you?
Yeah.
And I'll just be asleep.
I've been trying to watch the same episode of a show for probably a week straight. And I keep on being like, have I watched this part? Have I not? It's so hard because I've been trying to watch the same episode. And I'll wake up at the end and be like, but what happened in the middle? So I have to like watch the whole thing again. And then I'm like, I'm actually on the next episode. So
I gotta confess
It's
something
hard
though
to
about
follow-
shows.
yeah.
My wife has been watching this show called The Jackal.
Yeah,
Um,
I saw it.
horrible, dude. I hate this show. And I wanted to like it
Yeah.
because I could tell that the actors are good.
Yeah.
But what is wrong with modern shows needing to be so tedious,
Mm.
have so much dumb dialogue
Yeah.
every 5
The
seconds?
dialogue is brutal
get
on these
to the
Netflix shows.
Who is this?
Oh,
But here's the thing: who is this for? Who like? Is this only for my wife?
does she like it?
Yes, she loves it. She
Oh,
loves
yeah.
all these horrible shows, and
There's
I'm
your
always,
answer. Yeah.
I'm just like, this is not good storytelling, though.
Yeah.
like I don't believe
They wanted to make that girl James Bond, so they had to give her a spy thing.
so
English
predictable,
spy thing.
so
I know,
predictable.
I know,
but
I know.
also the Jackal sucks.
Yeah.
Like he's dumb.
I like that actor.
He's a great actor.
Yeah.
That is a terrible character.
Yeah.
He's the least believable assassin that I've ever seen on a show.
Yeah.
Like I'm watching this and I'm like, that guy, why is he doing this? And then he's like, they always do this thing where he's like actually a great guy.
Yeah.
He's not a great guy.
Yeah.
If your job is to kill people you don't even know, you're not a great guy, right?
Well, yeah. Anyways, moral of the story.
It sucks to be stuck at home all the time, and I'm
Well,
exhausted.
this is my takeaway is if you're planning on having kids, have them in the off season. Because
yes.
can you imagine having this baby in the middle of
I did do one
September,
wedding in
like-
the middle of it.
which actually Caleb is going to have a baby in the middle of September. It's going to be
Yeah, a
terrible
baby and
for
a
us.
baby and a 2-year-old.
Yeah, it's going to be terrible for all of us.
But I think
involved,
his wife, my wife. Well, I guess they're all stay at home after the baby.
sure,
So,
sure, yeah,
but anyway,
yeah, more used to it. But anyways, what we're talking about today is something that it's a good out of season topic. And actually, we've even covered it in the past.
yes.
Um,
But it just keeps coming up.
It keeps happening. So we figured that we would hop in and talk a little bit more about it today to just, drive the point home. And, every single time this happens, Jason, I think I take away more intel on what I think is going on behind the scenes. Of course, today we're talking about the recent closure or alleged closure. I haven't seen bankruptcy, documents come through.
At the very least,
in
they're
the
not,
state of California,
They're not doing stuff the right way at the moment.
We are talking about the closure, alleged closure of Yours Truly Media. And if you don't know, Yours Truly Media is this national, what I call a booking agency. It's not really the right term, I understand. But the reason why I've always called them a booking agency is because what they do is they will book a client and then they go on to book a contractor to shoot it. And then they book an outsourcing company, or maybe they have an outsourcing company overseas, oftentimes, which are paying peanuts, to be able to produce it. So they're essentially this middleman company, usually run by someone who has this fancy, business degree from some school you've never heard of before. And all they do is they put all these systems in places. They have someone whose main job it is to just go out and hire. That's their staff member.
Yeah, the facility.
They're a hiring company.
They basically facilitate the purchase of a wedding, the
Yes.
creation of a wedding film for someone.
Yes.
They do not make wedding films.
No,
in
no.
any way.
They have zero skill to actually
Usually zero skill.
to actually produce it at the end of the day. And so this is not the first, booking agency to close. Recently, we had Tolman Media. Recently, we had Petite Four Films.
Copper Stallion Media.
Copper Stallion is
old
kind of,
school, but it's all the same.
It is.
It's all the same model. Like every time it happens, it's like.
And there's a lot of, and these are all national agencies. There's a lot of local agencies who have gone out too. And also,
who is that place up in?
Photographer agencies that have gone out, not just wedding films. So the model translates to both photo and video.
Up in Minnesota, I think there was a big company.
Yeah, there was one. I forget the name of it. I think it was named after a person up there. But
yes.
There's a million of these. And every single time it happens, the first indication is, hey, I haven't been paid. I'm a contractor. I haven't been paid by this company. What's going on?
Yep.
Oh, now I can't get a hold of anyone there. They've even stopped responding to my emails. Okay, now I'm noticing, and the reason why I found out about Yours Truly Media is because we actually got an email from a planner saying, hey, I can't get a hold of these people. They're supposed to be filming this wedding coming up this May. Any chance you guys are available? I was like, I've heard of that company. I know them, fairly well. They're a big influence in New England.
Ironically, actually, we had to re-edit a film of theirs for Kristen a couple years ago.
Yeah, because the client hated it.
And what's funny about the edit, actually, this is a small sidebar, but when I went through the footage, the editor that they brought in to do the edit, and the filmmaker was not great, but they were okay. The editor didn't even use the A-cam.
Yeah.
In the whole edit, they forgot an entire camera that they forgot to put in there. So it was one of the reasons it was so bad is the editor didn't know how to handle anyway.
Yep. So. But they managed to get a hold of the raw footage. But so this is what has happened, and we were able to be like, oh man, that's terrible. Like, yeah, we're available. We'd be happy to take it. So we're negotiating with these people right now.
It's not our first time having to have that exact situation.
And so then I find out, and I'm on all these Facebook groups. I'm finding out that. Not only is it one person who hasn't been paid, it's multiple people. People are going on to Instagram. This one guy that I saw, he's like, Yours Truly Media owes me $7,000, $7,800 whatever dollars. And this is happening. And then I find out a good friend of ours, Brandon Moy, is in a group of all of these people who haven't been paid. Another one of those too by Yours Truly Media. And so you have on the back end 2025 weddings. And I've heard 2024 weddings, people that have waited 2 years still haven't been paid by Yours Truly Media, going that far back.
Because it's only for the clients, theirs truly, not yours truly.
And so there's a group of people who haven't been paid from last year. There's now clients from last year who haven't received their film because they're out of business, really. All indications point to they're out of business. Again, haven't seen any kind of, bankruptcy documents or whatever officially come through. They're based in the state of California, probably under a different LLC name than Yours Truly Media. So it makes it harder to find. It's a little bit more concealed. But
I hear that fraud works really good in California, though.
I mean, yeah. So. Yeah. And also you have people who have paid deposits who now are out a videographer, like that client that we talked to.
I mean, the contract is structured in such a way, and we'll get into all the dangers this poses all of us, but, I think it's important when you look at all these situations to know that, like, it's not always that they're being nefarious necessarily. Maybe it is, but, like, what I think is interesting about this conversation is, like, what is inherently wrong with the business model?
Right. Because you have a lot of people who are running businesses like this who will defend Yours Truly Media, and they'll just go, and Yours Truly Media would have defended Tolman Media just a year ago.
Well, so and also like Yours Truly Media, we know for a fact the guy who runs it will do mentorships.
Yeah. He was on a podcast with,
someone we know.
Someone we know. And so I think what I wanted to do was address it because I think it's important to talk about because everyone holds a little bit of responsibility here, right? It's like, obviously these companies for going out of business, running a model that I think is a bad model. We're going to talk about that. But also what's our responsibility as filmmakers, as photographers, interacting with these companies. Because, like, I get it. Like, there's a reason why people work for these companies, and it's really like to fill up their schedule, right? They have their own weddings, they have their own companies, but they're like, hey, I could probably take a couple dates here. And what do we know? These companies pay fairly well.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
they're
very
paying more than
seductive.
$1,000 in a lot of cases to film just
I think
for a
this
day
is
of
an
work.
important thing to pause on. When I did, and I never released it because it was too much work. And I have tons of data on. Maybe I'll do it now that yours truly is out. Maybe I'll revise the work and so much work. But
For
regardless,
no reward
for no
whatsoever.
reward,
So
like
if we don't release it,
it's
I
your
actually
fault.
don't want you to release it because I would rather us make money. But
Yes, if you want to pay me to release this video,
Yeah.
DM us and I'll put 24 hours into editing it.
yeah,
But regardless, I did all these questions when it was like Tolman Media, and I really understand the model now,
Mhm.
like how it works. And there's all kinds of shady stuff. Like people get very focused on the tail end dysfunction. It's like anything with like sociology, politics, family any kind of relationship you have. It's very easy to focus on that friction point, like that crisis moment, and say, I'm not getting paid. That's the problem.
Mhm.
But the problem is actually way deeper and it's way farther down. And the number one problem is not that these people aren't paying you, but that you decided to get paid by them.
Mhm.
And why did you decide that? Well, I need to fill in empty dates. No, because when I'm not saying this as a shame anyone. I offered some of you people dates and you said no.
Mhm.
You said I didn't pay you enough.
Mhm.
Well, you know why I didn't pay you enough? Because I know my margins. And I'm not going to pay you that much. And I've been saying this for 6 freaking years to all of you people who say, and like everything from all the second shooter movements, all these things, there is no money. There isn't the money in the margin
Mhm.
to pay people $1,200 to
To
shoot
second
a
shoot.
wedding film.
Yes, I agree.
It isn't there.
Yes.
It's a basic economic problem.
And it's a problem with the educators up front who say, charge your worth and all this stuff. And like, it's,
the industry is ran by clowns.
yes,
Everyone doesn't know anything about running a business. Even people who get paid a lot of money. There are people who probably make $250,000 a year shooting wedding films who are 1 year away from going right in the crapper because they don't know anything about running a business.
Mhm.
And so they were built on these house of cards. Like they don't have a runway. They don't even have 3 months of payroll saved up. This is basic business fundamentals. And you can have a side gig and it works fine as a side gig. You have a side gig, you can run a garbage business. Once you say this is my full-time thing, you better change. And the problem with all these agencies is they are paying too much money. Stop. That's it.
Yeah.
Do you think they'd be going out of business if they paid half as much?
No,
They wouldn't.
no.
Why
No.
do they do that?
So-
Because you won't work for them if
Yeah.
you don't pay them enough. And so the issue is this. These people are seduced by the payment.
Mhm.
And
Because
they need...
but these companies, it's a catch-23, right? Because these
Is
companies
that a
have
thing? Catch-23?
Catch-23, isn't that what it is?
No, my
Catch-21?
friend. It's a
Catch-22?
catch-22. You missed
Whatever.
all the numbers.
Whatever it is. Yeah. Well, can you divide a 23 by anything?
I don't know. I just know that it's catch-22.
Catch-22?
That is the saying.
Yeah, because you can't devise 22, but I don't think you can devise 23 either.
Regardless, I don't even know the meaning of the
Yeah,
phrase.
catch-22. Because it's the better analogy, chicken or egg, right?
Yes.
These companies can't get contractors to work for them because
If they don't pay enough.
if they don't pay a ton of money,
Yes,
because they're like, well, why am I going to work for you? You're my competition,
of course.
right? But then on the back end, they're paying too much. So
Mhm.
they always go out of business.
Yeah.
And so it's a circle of just destruction, which
It's
makes everyone look bad involved.
It's a pyramid scheme.
Yeah.
It is because
yeah.
because there's always someone left holding the bag every time.
Exactly.
So,
There is.
like the wedding filmmaking industry is a pyramid scheme.
Yep.
And everybody wants to be like the guy who it's a pump and dump.
It's Russian
like a-
roulette because it's like, it's fine until you get the loaded gun.
The rug pull.
right?
The whole thing
Yeah.
is a rug pull. And
Yeah.
so it's like if you're involved in it, and like sadly, the actual problem is caused by wedding filmmakers not providing a service that the market wants at a price that they want to pay.
Mhm.
And the reason is because they're freaking lazy. So they don't want to work 25 days. And then you can moralize it to me. You can tell me about your family and all this junk.
Work-life balance.
I don't want
And I get the work-life balance.
But it's not relevant
yeah.
to the conversation. It's do or do not. There is no try.
Yeah.
It's like,
but you can't tell me you can't have work-life balance when you're shooting
if that's
30 weddings
important
a
to
year.
you, then you can't do the job.
But
like I'm saying, like if
I'm saying you can do 30 events and also be with your family.
But like, imagine you can't. Imagine in a scenario where you have to edit, you suck at editing, right? You take 60 hours per film to edit. Yeah. You haven't learned. There's going to be a time in your life where maybe you can't because you're not good enough yet, because you're not efficient, because you're lazy, because you're a bad editor and you have no talent. I don't know the reason. But I'm just saying there are reasons why you might have to grind your way into a pulp. And it's like, you tell me any business owner who doesn't have to do that to have a functioning business. This is a fantasy.
Sure.
You earn the right to relax after you kill yourself. And if you never killed yourself, I don't want to hear it. And you want to take the easy way out and make a bunch of money, that's fine. You could go try to do, and it's not a bunch of money. It's like 20 grand max from these people. So that's fine. You give up your entire business to make 20 grand. That's not a wager I would take. But if that's a wager you would take, I don't really want to hear it from you every time you get scammed by the same person I know is going to scam you. And it's like, you have been contributing to it's so crazy because they don't, like, there are people who won't work with us locally, but will work with those people. And the mentality they have is, I'm not trying to be insulting, but it's like, well, I don't want to work with Jason and Jared because they're my competition. I'll work with yours truly. They're not my competition. And I'm like, do you think I've ever competed with you for a job? You're not my competition. I am not competing with you. I'm competing with like Willow Tree, Salt and Pine, other people charging 10 grand. I'm not competing with you.
Yeah.
You know who's competing with you? Yours truly media.
Yours truly media. And they're kicking your ass because they have an advertising budget and you do not.
Well, and also they can go like this. You go, I'm going to charge $5,000. And then this person goes, I'm going to charge $2,000 and I'm going to get you to shoot it anyway.
Exactly.
It's so like, I feel bad for people, but I'm also like, if I want to like, title this episode, like, yours truly media is truly your fault. Like, because ultimately it's like, you do whatever you want, by the way. You want to work with these people, you like, if you can just go from agency to agency, because guess what? You're not getting paid by these people. Loss leader, my friend. Fine. Go find another company. Another one will pay you.
Sure.
If you just factor in that every 3 years you're going to lose $5 grand, you can run a business off that.
Sure.
But don't tell me that, first of all, you're serious about your own business. You're not. Second of all, that you're like some principled person who loves your family so much and that's why you're doing it. You're not better than other people because you don't want to put the work in that someone else is going to put in. Because you know why I put in all the work? Because of my family. I put in the work because of my family. Because I want them to have something. And so, like, we have to get out of this trap, dude, where people can't think straight about being a business owner and also being an artist.
Yeah.
So it's like, this is going to keep happening until people are willing to say, no, I'm going to choose myself, my actual self, my pride, my art, my own future over this short-term gratification.
It just comes down. There's nothing good about these companies.
Nothing good.
Except
for the price that they provide to the consumer. But
every single experience is a facade. Every single good experience is a facade.
That's true.
We got a message from one of these companies. It might have been yours truly media years ago.
It was yours truly.
And,
I know for a fact it was.
And they reached out. They were like, "Hey, we're in a jam. Blah blah blah." Me. And I would consider myself like, I want the industry to do well. I'm like, oh, this company's having a hard time. I'd never heard of them before. I have someone who's available. Like, what you want? What you rate? Like, I can get one of my guys there to help out because I thought they were just like a local person. Turns out this national company, and they didn't even call me back. They didn't even do me. I went out of my way, called someone, did all this work. I was like, yeah, we can arrange it. Like, I'm not getting paid a single dollar out of this. I'm just trying to set them up to get someone on site. And he was like, yeah, I'm free. I have to change things around, but I have to know. They won't even do me the respect of getting back to me. Oh, we found someone else. They won't even do that, dude. These companies suck. Every part of these companies suck.
Well,
and they're all the same.
Yeah.
They're all the same. Why do they treat people? Every single one of these companies treats people. I've heard a million stories just like this.
Well,
they won't even respond to me. blah, blah, blah.
It's really tricky because I think the problem with why everyone's susceptible to this, I see it in like all the Boston groups. The thing I noticed about these Boston photo video groups is that I don't know who any of these effing people are. Like, I'll see people talking in this group all the time, and I'm like, I've never seen you at a wedding.
Oh, you want to see him at a wedding because you're the one there shooting a wedding.
No, I'm talking the artists. They're artists at a wedding. They're photographers.
Oh, photographers.
But to me, it's like the same group. They're like photo video groups.
Sure.
And I'm like, I don't know who you are.
Yeah.
And you don't know any, like, you don't go to WIPA. You don't go to any of the events I go to. You don't know any of the planners. How are you even working? Is what I always think. Like, how are you even getting gigs? And so, like, they figure it out, right? Photographers have done a good job of, like, creating businesses. Right? Mini sessions. I don't think we have this epidemic in photography because the post-production is so much easier. And so like people are willing to deal with the small amount of post-production because what they really want to do is shoot. But if you want to be a filmmaker, you have to like editing. That's the business. The actual core business is editing, not shooting. And so you see so many people in our, but like, because they don't know anybody, they don't know the industry, and they're propped up by the photography side of the market, which is similar. Like, I mean, if you know what I'm saying? Like, you see these people in a group, and they're not part of the industry.
No, totally.
They just go on Facebook and sell mini sessions, and then those people get married, and
they
know
run a
like
business more like
of
venues and that kind of world.
Yeah,
they're like,
you can't do that in filmmaking.
No,
and make a living. And so these people don't even know that they're playing in a bad sandbox. The people who are getting taken by these people. And then they'll say something like, sometimes some of the people who I know will work for these people say to me, like, how did you get that gig with these people? Like this planner that I work with. How did you get these opportunities? Oh, I wish I could do these things. And I'm like, because I don't pay attention to that dumb Facebook group you're in.
Yeah.
I don't listen to those people. They don't know what they're talking about. I don't care what any of them think. All I care about is who is going to give me money. And trying to focus on those people, serve those people, do a good job for them, like really care about those people.
Yep.
And
it's just a different tier. That's just what it comes down to.
But you got to go for that tier. I don't think you can be in this industry long if you're not willing to shoot 35 weddings a year.
Sure.
And not shoot for that tier.
Sure.
And if you're not willing to accept that, and so it's like you have to grind your way to get a very finite few. This is just the harsh reality, guys. There's a very small amount of opportunities that are going to allow you to not to make wedding filmmaking your full-time job.
Yep.
Unless you're willing to work extremely hard.
Yep.
Very long.
I think right now, because the world you're talking about is like really luxury weddings. Entry level luxury
high
to
end,
real luxury. Entry level is high end. I would consider those similar. But right now, I really feel like there's a battle for the middle class, and the middle class is shrinking. Like, not only in the U.S., like the middle class is obviously shrinking, but also just like things are getting harder for the middle class generally right now. Things cost more. Inflation. We just had this inflation tidal wave.
Debt servicing is insane.
The thing that people are cutting right now is services like videography for their wedding. Like maybe they're going to a content creator. Like there's a few things in there that are working against us.
There's money to be had though.
There's money to be had for sure. But I think the reason why Yours Truly Media went out of business this time around, this round of closure, is due to the fact that they owe all of these filmmakers from 2025. They owe them all money. They're probably being sued by all these videographers, like, hey, you're going to hear from my lawyer and blah, blah, blah. Now they have to pay their lawyers and with what money? And then they're getting deposits on the front end for next year. So they're like locking themselves in commitments. Meanwhile, these poor couples have no idea the litigation that's going on in the background.
Well, not only that, their cost of acquisition is high.
Yes, so, like, and they're having to pay for marketing. So what's the first thing they stop? They probably stop marketing, and then...
I bet they don't. The first thing they stop is paying. So
the first thing they do is stop paying the shooters,
and then because they got to make deposits.
Yep.
So because like I said, they're also not plugged in.
Yep.
To the planners or the industry.
Yep.
So they have no self-sustaining business.
Yep.
And
you know what I did notice is Yours Truly is off of the Not in Wedding Wire now. They were in our market. Now they're off. They're long gone.
Yeah. And how much was their profile, do you think?
A year, probably $8 to $10 grand.
Okay. So this is the thing, guys.
In Boston, they have 15 different markets or whatever.
It's just so stupid. Everyone is so stupid, Jared. I don't. It's so obvious. Like we can't do this, guys.
Yeah.
Like, this is the whole reason why, like, me and Jared pull away from wedding film school, because, like, you guys aren't serious. Like, filmmakers, you guys aren't serious. Like, and I don't mean like you're bad at your jobs or you're bad filmmakers or you're bad people. It's like you got to get real with what is reality.
Mhm.
The reality is make money, spend less than you make, keep making money.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with
Well,
any of the
and
other
all these people are able to clean up on you because
you're fools.
you are willing, like, and so like you probably do a good job, right? A lot of filmmakers out there do a very good job.
Yes,
Do a
yes.
great job.
Absolutely.
And that's what they're good at. No one sees your film. No one's going on. No one cares.
No one cares.
No one cares. No one goes on to Instagram or wherever, TikTok, and goes, you know what I want to look at? Wedding films.
I
Oh, I'm
mean-
going to find someone. You know what? I'm a big fan of this one wedding filmmaker. That is nobody on the planet, dude.
No,
That-
and it's
and
guess
it-
what?
and-
It's
and
not
if you
even.
find
It's not
it-
even your partners. Like, it's not even your wedding planner
The
partners.
wedding planners don't watch your films, bro. They
They-
don't watch your films. You know what
maybe
they
they
care
won't.
about? They care about the reel that you're going to do for them.
Yes.
Like, this is just, again, the harsh reality of it. So if you're putting great work out there, great. Your clients that you did work for are going to be thrilled. Maybe you get a referral because someone else is getting married. That person would not give a crap about your wedding film unless they were getting married. The only reason they care is because they have a need now. And so the opportunities are so slim. And the reason why these other people are able to eat your lunch is because they have a marketing budget. They're able to get out there. They're spending the money.
Share a voice.
And so many people, like if you go on to Not or Wedding Wire on any market now, your top 6 placements,
They're all
all
booking
these
agencies.
booking agencies,
All booking agencies.
and they're spending a ton of money on it. And they're allowing the Knot to thrive.
And they're
and
creating.
exist.
They're creating the public perception of what we are
Yes.
because of you.
Yes.
This is why I'm harsh about it, Jared, because you're doing this to me.
Yeah.
Why are you guys doing this to us? Stop.
Yeah.
Stand up for yourself. Be a man or a woman, whatever. Pull on your big boy pants. Start a real business. Get real. Shoot the country club wedding over and over again. Just do it.
Yeah.
Like, I want to do better. Well, okay, if God allows you to do better, if he opens up that opportunity for you by virtue of some luck and magic opportunity, then great for you. I hope that happens for you. I hope you grind it out and you figure it out. Chase your dreams 100%. Don't do things you're not comfortable with. But don't complain if the thing that I'm telling you is gonna happen to you always happens to you.
Yeah.
And also realize the short-term gratification you're getting by getting this small amount of money in order to whatever, not have to like keep your day job
Mhm.
before you're ready to
Yeah.
move on, is the reason you're never going to quit your day job. Because like, your market share is eaten up.
It's tough.
It is tough.
I would just preface and say, with all of these problems, it is tough. The companies that are, in order for you to compete with these companies, I think you have to do more than that 30 weddings.
You have to just, or
Because you can, if you're doing 30 weddings at 5K, that's 150K.
no, you have to do 30 weddings at 3K and make 90K. That's what you have to do.
Sure.
And
But let's
then-
just say it's 5.
Yeah.
Let's just say it's 5. And you're going to have to spend 10 grand on the Not Wedding Wire, whatever. Maybe you get
Yeah.
10 weddings out of it,
Mhm.
maybe more. Maybe
Same thing we
15.
did, making no money for
Right.
3 years.
So essentially, in order to just get eyeballs on you, you have to be spending 15 grand of that.
Amazon did that.
That's 3 weddings doing it for free, essentially.
Mhm.
I think everyone needs to really start considering bringing on an associate. And this whole conversation is not anti-associate.
No.
Like, everyone always confuses that. Like, oh, no, I want to bring on associates. Yes, you should want to. You should want to run a legitimate business. My problem with these big brands that only bring on associates is it's so multi-tiered, but they have no creative control. They always go out of business. They make us look bad.
And
And
they
they
set the
screw
market
everybody.
price. They set the market
They
price.
set the market price.
Because they create,
Definitely.
because like, it'd be like, we see it right now with like tariffs versus China and America, blah, blah, blah. It's like people go like, well, I want these cheap Chinese goods. And I go, why are they cheap?
Mhm.
They're cheap because the Chinese
flood the
government
market.
subsidizes the company.
Yep.
Can you imagine how our companies could price ourselves if the government paid for us to exist?
Yeah.
So it's like people have no basic understanding of why these companies. So like if you're paying somebody $1,700 out of a $2,200 gross payment,
Mhm.
that means your margins, even at that point, are nothing. Imagine all they have to spend on their admin staff. They have to spend on their
Right.
marketing. So like you should not work for a company if you think for 2 seconds about them and think they made $200.
Right. And that's another part of this is like a lot of these companies, you might be like, oh, they're so big. They're making money hand over fist.
They're making like $100 a
No.
film.
No, they aren't. And that is the whole point.
That's why it's
They
a Ponzi
actually
scheme.
aren't making money.
No.
That's why they keep going out of business. And so all they're doing is they're setting a super low floor for everyone else.
That's all they
Them existing sets a super low floor. Yeah, they can run a business, but it's like, and they go out of business. So it's like, can they even? Like maybe for a little bit, they are able to. I talked to one guy who had a problem. I posted on one of our local Facebook groups all my issues with these groups. He was like, "This is out of line. This is not." Yeah, he was upset with me.
Oh yeah, I know this guy.
And you know
I've had little run-ins with this man.
and he was like, "This is uncalled for and classless." I think is
Yes.
what he said. I was like, "Classless, give me a break." But also, he was like, "At the end of the day, I only make around 140K a year." I'm like, exactly. So you're ruining the entire industry so you can make 140K when you could just go out
It doesn't even work.
and make 140K by doing it yourself.
It would
doing
be
20
so
weddings
much
a year?
better if like all these people. It just makes me heated because
Clearly.
because
Both of us. It drives me crazy.
I
It's
just
the
feel,
one thing that I will.
I feel like people think I'm being mean. I'm not being mean.
Well, they think that
I want
we're
you to,
mad because they're our competition.
they're not our competition.
not our
we
competition.
destroy those people. We don't have. We get booked sometimes 7 gigs in one email, guys. So I'm not trying to brag. I'm just saying. I'm telling you the reality.
Yeah.
Like we're working with. We don't need that business.
Mhm.
I'm telling you, I care about you. And I care about my art form. Like I love wedding filmmaking.
Yeah.
It's made my life so much better than otherwise. I'm very grateful for it.
Yeah.
And I want it to thrive. I don't want us to I fear that we don't have the willpower as a collective. And our character is low.
If one person stands up and says, "I'm not going to work for it," there's some person who just entered the industry who will. And so that's the mentality. Is like, well, if I don't, someone else will.
We just have to get on the same page of what the conversation is.
I just think we need to shame people who are working
Yes,
for
name
these
and shame,
companies.
name and shame.
It's just be like, dude,
this
stop
is-
working for those companies.
This is why
bro.
unions exist, and like I'm not pro or anti-union. I think like both of them there are benefits. I can't imagine anyone's going to let me tell them what to do. So that's my thing. Is like I think the decentralization of the arts is very hard to change.
Yeah.
And so like I don't see a lot of hope in something like that. But just for perspective, this is why these things happen, because everybody knows who's going to cross the picket line.
Yeah.
Right. And I think this is a simple way to put it. If you work for these people, you're part of the problem. And like we can talk all we want about what those people are charging. Oh, they're undercutting us. How am I supposed to compete? You know what would happen if none of you would work for them? They would not exist. None of them would exist. It would be a domino.
Yeah.
They would all collapse because most of the people who are working for yours truly are working for like 2 or 3 of those companies.
Yeah. And a lack of the amount of shooters are the reason Tolman closed down.
Mm-hmm. It's also the reason why yours truly.
Because they took all these bookings and then there was such demand. All these shooters had full books. And so these companies weren't able to find shooters.
No, the left hand doesn't know what the right hand's doing either, because the person who's running the sales team. So like this is, I think, a fundamental thing maybe people don't understand, because a lot of filmmakers have no demand because they're spending all their time shooting for yours truly media. And so they have not built a real business. Then no one knows who they are. Like there are people locally who I know who they are more than their actual customers do. Like if I went to a wedding planner and was like, "Do you know who this person is?" They'd be like, "Who's that?"
Mhm.
Exactly. So, but these people aren't building businesses. They're just working for these other people. And they don't realize that like it's a tiny pool of people they're pulling from. And like if there's 2,000 weddings happening that are competing for that tier of wedding filmmaking, Jared, they're all in that like I don't know, $2,000-$3,000 price point, and I have no shame on that. Like that's the point. Is like the price the customer wants to pay has nothing to do with any of it,
Mhm.
because you're like, so there's people wanting to pay that much, right? There might be 500 shooters able to service them. Well, guess what? The people booking that aren't like me and Jared, who are like, hey, I got an email, or we got that DM yesterday from someone with 2 dates, right, in Vermont. One of the dates I looked and I was like, I didn't respond, by the way, but I looked and I was like, yeah, we can do that date. I think we can.
Mhm.
But I also know sometimes I think we can, and Jared will say, no, dude, everyone is in Africa. we're all shooting this or this thing. Like Caleb is having a baby or all these things. Why, like, so the number one thing with, you could say, oh, you and Jared are the same. We're not the same, dude, at all. We have our number one issue is inventory control.
Yes.
That is our number one thing. We control the inventory of our products.
There's so many things that differentiate
But those
us,
people don't have any inventory control.
Exactly.
Because the salesperson has no idea
Yeah.
what.
How many weddings can they take on a single day? They would say 1,000,000.
They don't have any idea.
Yeah.
They will book infinity weddings. Why? Because they get paid per close.
And also they know that they can find somebody.
They
know that
think
all
they
these
can.
they know that all these suckers are so desperate for work that they can get anyone to film from them. And now that's proven to be true.
It's proven
That's
to be
proven to
not
be
true,
true.
because when they run out of them, they go out of business.
Well, Tolman, that's the Tolman example. But yours truly, they were able to weather it, and now they're able to get as many shooters as they want.
well, why are they in business then?
Like, I think they're not in business because there's a slower market ahead. There's less people in the middle class in that market that are willing to spend, so they ran out of money on the front end getting
well,
deposits.
yeah. I guess you could do it either way. It's either like
And so
death
that
on the
they
front
weren't
end.
able to, they were getting less deposits, so they weren't able to pay their shooters on the back end. And since all these shooters are like, hey, I'm not working until you pay me more, so that they had to it started just unraveling. They
It
weren't
always
able to
will,
pay
though.
shooters. They maybe weren't able to pay their editors, and then they weren't able to eventually pay for marketing, and then it's
And
domino
that's,
effect.
here's the deal. That's true of any business.
Mhm.
Like it would be true of us.
Sure.
If we went out of business, like if we don't close our business,
Yeah.
right, we will go out of business and we will be screwing someone.
Mhm.
So that's true of any of us. So like that's not a unique condition for them.
Yep.
The issue is the business model set up like in such a way that is more or less likely. And I'll tell you, the less margin the company has for profit, the more likely it is that this will happen.
Yeah. When you have razor thin margins, I mean,
That's the deal. Is like that's, you saw it in COVID during like with restaurants.
Mhm.
Restaurants have like 5% margin. They were the first businesses to go, right?
Yep.
And that's what will always happen. In like you're part of this. Like, I guess I would just say this. Like, I'm not trying to embarrass anyone because I feel frustrated that people don't know this, but also I do understand why they don't know it. Like, maybe not if you're listening to this podcast, because I've said it 100 times, but if you're your first time listening to this podcast, I would understand that you wouldn't understand.
Mhm.
Especially you're like a 24-year-old kid, you get out of college, somebody's going to give you 20 grand to shoot 20 weddings. And like, that's cool. Like, I understand that. And like, a lot of people got their start doing that. And so it's tough for me because I think morals are always secondary to survival.
Mhm.
If you need to live, if you need money, you have kids, like, I don't expect you to care about some like macro industry.
Mhm.
I understand. But what I would just caution you against, and what I would plead with you, is understand that you're not putting your family first. You're not putting yourself first by doing this.
Mhm.
And please put yourself first. That's what I'm really saying, is really put yourself first.
Mhm.
Put your future first. Put your dreams first. Don't sell out.
Yeah.
Like
And
that's it. That's
this is
really
a
what I'm saying.
solution because a lot of people will be like, well, how else am I going to break in? I need experience. I would say there are plenty of local photographers and filmmakers that'll bring you on. I got an email from someone just 2 weeks ago. Hey, my name is whatever. I shoot weddings and I love your company. I love what you guys are doing. I'd love to work with you. I say, great. What's your rate? He goes, this. I go, it's too high. You're going to be too high for us. You know, I just, sorry. Like it is going to be too high. He took a couple weeks. He responded back. Hey, thought about it. Would love to still work with you guys. That's fine. I want to prove myself to you. Great. We can talk.
Yeah, and I'm
And
upfront with people all the time about that.
and honestly, I mean, we get our staff to a point where it's like, I trust you. We're going to pay you. Like you're going to get paid what people deserve
Like a
at the
job,
end of the day.
like an
Like a
adult
job.
person's job.
Like yeah, totally. I'm not going to
With
pay
a
someone
401k, with
200
matching
yeah.
and all that junk.
all the things. But I just think that people are a little bit too overambitious when it comes to like making a ton of money off these companies. They see the dollar signs and it's an easy out. It is easy.
Well, and
It is an easy out.
the thing I think is that is seductive, not just the money, it's the fake validation they feel.
Yeah.
And this is what I need you to understand. Like, these people are not looking at you and thinking you're good. They would have hired your grandma
Mhm.
if she would show up and do it.
Sure. I think
Like-
there's some of that. I
Like,
think there's some of that.
it's not about you. It's there's no validation
Mhm.
whatsoever as you as like, oh, someone's willing to pay me $1,000.
Mhm.
No, dude. like if I am willing to pay you 500, that's more validation than if they're willing to pay you 1,000
Mhm.
because I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And I actually have stakes. Like if you go to one of my weddings and embarrass me, that could cost me a lot of money, and that directly affects my family.
Mhm.
You go to a wedding and literally like take a dump on the middle of the dance floor. These companies will take no impact.
Yeah.
It doesn't affect them. They're not even part of the wedding industry. They don't know anything. Like they're essentially just an Instagram ad.
Yeah.
That's all you're working for. And so
and it's just like you want to take a moral stand. Like part of me is like, it's kind of a gamble. It's less morals, but I do think the moral side is the effect that it has on the client
yes.
at the end too. It's not like we've been talking all about like photographer, videographer. The moral side is much more of we are ripping off by working for these companies. Realize you're feeding a system that is ripping off and stealing people's money.
Tens of thousands of
Hundreds
couples.
of thousands. Oh, well, the hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Oh yeah, tens of thousands of couples multiplied by.
They're like, I'm out $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000.
Yep.
They stole. They're protected by bankruptcy court, but at the end of the day, they stole that money.
They stole that money.
Like, at what point do you really know that you're not going to be able to fulfill what you're doing? Like your salesperson is selling to these people, being like, yeah, we're going to be there, blah, blah, blah. They know behind the scenes, they're going out of business. They're taking that money so they can, throw it at maybe a couple
All they had to do was
contractors on the
listen to our
back end.
podcast and exactly know how the industry's going.
Yeah. And it's like, there's no way for me to reach people, and people don't care. People don't care. Like clients getting married, they're not going to listen to us. They care after they got ripped off. Sure. But it's like the only way that I see us taking control of our own industry and our own reputation as a whole is to just take a stand against these companies.
Mm-hmm.
As a
And
shooter.
and actually edit your films.
Yeah.
Like just do the work.
Yep.
Like do or do not. There is no try. Like it's Yoda classic. It's
Yep.
like you should run a good business. Don't be lazy. Don't take the easy way out. And if you're not willing, don't do it.
Yeah. Well, and I think maybe some of the good news is I don't think these companies are generally going to be around for much longer. Like, because I do think that middle class is really hollowing out. I think it's moving to either super low end content creator style, someone with a camera who's just going to post clips. And it's also moving towards high end luxury. The luxury space is growing too. So pick your lane, bro. Get in, get out, go down, go high.
I
But
think there's
where you're-
always going
where
to
you
be a
are-
place for a person who is like a local staple at 4 or 5 good wedding factories that couples want to hire to get a traditional multicam ceremony coverage. I think there's always going to be a place for that. And the highlight films can come into that and all this. if you're willing to just service what the market wants, there's plenty of money for you.
Yeah.
And like figure out a way to make it easy. Fine, build in the editing into your own margins.
Yep.
Like you're not going to do the editing, fine. You spend $1,000
Totally.
per film. Like
Totally.
I don't care.
And I'm not even saying like I have a problem with outsourcing.
No.
Like, I don't have a problem
Not
with
at all.
outsourcing. Yeah, we have an outsourcing company, but like there's creative controls over it. We have a relationship with our editors. We know who they are. Like we have editors on staff, overseas editors that are on staff that are doing a lot of these like ceremony edits and like a lot of the nuance stuff, the stuff that doesn't take a lot of nuance or creative input. It's just like, hey, produce this thing.
And also like
a multicam edit.
To that
It's easy.
point, like I was watching an edit the other day that somebody did, and I was like, this is unacceptable.
Yeah.
We are Stop Go Love.
Yeah.
We have a reputation. Now, you know who didn't complain about it? Anyone but me.
Yep.
I'm the only person that said, I'm looking at that dance floor. That dance floor is this way.
Yep.
Why didn't they shoot it that way? And why didn't they edit it that way? That's how it's supposed to be.
Yep.
Now, the planner didn't even notice it. The couple didn't even notice it, but I noticed it.
Yep.
And like that's the difference is like these people who no one on any end of those companies notices.
Yep.
A single thing. So the art form is degraded. The quality of experience is degraded. People are their money is stolen.
Mm-hmm.
The artist is out money. And like the other side is the opportunity cost for the artist, right? They might have, if you have an inventory of like, let's be honest, like you don't have a 52-week inventory if you're a wedding filmmaker, because you're not going to do that. No one's going to be able to do it. There isn't even, let's say peak, like a really good filmmaker might have 30 legitimate good opportunities a year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe more. Maybe they say yes or no to a couple. So maybe they have like 60 opportunities and they say yes to 30 or 25. That's not that much.
Mm-hmm.
If you are like, I'm having a down year, right? And you're booking like 15 gigs and then you supplement the other 10, I'm not going to judge you for trying to make a living, but I am going to tell you, you are hurting yourself. Because that's not like you made, I don't know, $10,000 shooting 10 gigs, maybe 15,000, right? You definitely lost 50.
Mm-hmm.
If you're charging 5, like that's the way to look at it. And it's like, I'm not making 15, I'm losing 35.
Yeah.
Like if more people would think about the opportunity cost of the things that they choose to do, like, and that doesn't mean when you take a discount, like for instance, we have a wedding coming up somewhere not in our state with a planner who I won't say who I want to work with. And pretty sure we both think like we kind of, and actually it was very upfront with the planner, everyone involved.
Yep.
We are doing you a solid.
Yep.
Because we want to prove ourselves to you.
Yep.
There's upside.
Yep.
To that. There's an upside. And actually, I think they booked us again.
Mm-hmm.
So we already reclaimed the upside.
Yep.
There's no upside to working for these companies.
No.
What is the upside?
The money. That is it.
That's it. The gains are realized.
Mm-hmm.
There's no future upside. Like you're not building anything. And I think that's what I want people to, we could bet on yourself. Build.
Yeah. You're a mercenary. You're a mercenary. That's what you do. You are not committed. You don't believe in the cause.
You have no
You're
nation.
just getting paid. Yeah. You're just getting paid, which we talk about getting paid all the time. But I just think at the end of the day, if you have like people going to war with each other that are just mercenaries on either side, it's like, what is the point? What are we even doing here?
Yeah.
We're just building someone else's
people who
empire.
are like people who, like a scummy company with a bunch of people who don't care about anything.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like
They don't give a crap about the
both
industry.
of them are literally screwing couples knowingly.
Yeah.
And like at some point you have to look in the mirror, and I'm just telling you, for me, I couldn't.
Yeah. And they come into the wedding industry, they squeeze as much juice out of it as possible, and then they leave.
It's a pyramid scheme. It's literally a pump and dump.
And that's true for these companies, and it's true for a lot of filmmakers and photographers out there. They're like, I'm going to get as much as I can out of it before I go on to the next biggest thing that I actually want to do. I would say they're one and the same exact type of person.
They deserve each other, I guess.
Yeah, sure. So I would just say, if you're somebody who cares about the wedding industry, if you care about your future in the wedding industry, you should probably care about working for these companies and maybe take a stand against them, because there's no other way to, make sure that they don't exist and people don't get screwed across the board.
And by the way, we're not talking about studios.
Yeah.
We actually think more of you should be running studios, and that would also solve the problem, because like there should be ethical people paying people Probably not 1,000 because the
Well,
market.
and this is the other kind of factor. What constitutes a legal employee or contractor?
A lot of depending on
A
the
lot of
state, but
dependencies, but you know, certain states are a little bit more strict. One of the main things, at least in our state, is does the person doing the work contribute a vital role in the
I'm
final
not even. Yeah, that's true. These
in the
companies
final
might not even exist in 5 years. They might get all squeezed to death.
they might be squeezed by the government
Yes.
because a lot of these companies to be a contractor, you can't be the main job as a contractor. Like
Maybe that's the way I end it. I just go whistleblow.
right, right. Like the person going out and shooting and editing, if they're both contractors, what are you doing? You're not doing the main majority of the work. Like these people need to be employees. They can't be contractors. So that is like technically,
Well, you only get that with unions, bro. So that's the problem. It's
sure,
like if you're a person who can't book, you don't know how
you can't
branding
have a
works.
union. You can't have a
You
union.
can't have a
Unions
union,
don't
but
make any
you
sense
can't have a
in our
union.
space.
You can't.
Yep.
But I'm telling you what, this is why the problem can't go away.
Mhm.
Because there's a huge bunch of people who want to shoot weddings who can't run a business.
Mhm.
And then there's a bunch of people who can run a business who realize I can make way more money not dealing with all those people.
Mhm.
So they'll never have associates.
Yep.
Because they don't need to. And so there's like markets have to have demand on a lot of different areas. There has to be. And so, like, yes, if all the booking agencies went out of business, there would be a huge demand for $2,000 to $3,000 wedding films.
Mhm.
How would we meet that demand?
Mhm.
Right? We'd probably meet it with individual businesses providing $2,000 to $3,000 wedding films. That would be like probably scenario one. Probably the better scenario would be people who have brands like ours, who have multiple brands ran by very competent people who understand the industry, who are servicing lower tier and higher tier weddings.
Yes.
That would be my dream, because then I would know that everyone working on the films and are going to be like care about the quality
Mhm.
of what we're doing and make us not look like idiots, and we could justify a higher price.
Mhm.
But I kind of think probably option A would happen, where like it would just be it would be the Wild West. It'd be Instagram people. They'd be people charging $500 and people charging 5,000 who should be charging 500.
Mhm.
And there would be all this like, I guess I'm here for that compared to the other.
Mhm.
I'm here for like, because that's capitalism.
Yeah.
Right. It's like, let the market decide. We're hijack this. I guess for me as very capitalist person, I go like the other issue I have with this booking agency thing is it's not capitalism,
Mhm.
because it's not it's the customer is not making a choice based on a product. They're making a choice based on a price.
Mhm.
And they can't make a choice based on the product because the product is smoke and mirrors.
Mhm.
So like there's no way for capitalism to work.
Yeah, there's no transparency.
There's no way for the market to make a decision because you're going to
Well,
have
and that's where I think, like, I'm fairly libertarian capitalist. Like, I run a business, have for 15 years. I need those things. But I think the role of the government at the end of the day should be transparency and information. That's what their role should
and
be.
protecting scams.
Protecting people, yeah, against smoke and mirrors. Exactly what you're saying. Like, and they're not doing their job well in this case.
And I'm not sure they really could. Like, I don't blame people for being sensitive to shut this down because
Yeah.
it's very complicated. Like,
They
you
could
start,
enforce contractor law.
yeah, but also they can't. Like, look what happened in freaking like Uber to California. It's a disaster.
Mhm.
It's like the gig economy. You can't on one hand have no rules on credit card debt and no rules on all the like have market manipulation by Congress and foreign workers taking everyone's jobs and all these
Yeah.
mo-
H-1B visas.
horrible
whatever.
market
Yeah.
pressures that are so hostile to American workers.
Yep.
And on another hand, when they do get a job, hold them accountable to some. To be quite honest, the level of scam here in the millions is probably nothing compared to
Right. The
freaking
broader-
entitlement scams.
Sure.
So you look at all these things and they're like, they got bigger fish to fry.
Mhm.
And
Totally.
and I understand all that. Like I understand it. But like we could just like run good businesses and we wouldn't even have to get them involved.
I wish we would police ourselves. Like
Yes.
Lulu's. This is the final story. Maybe we can close on, but Lulu lately found out about Pokemon because I had Pokemon
Oh
on
my
our Switch.
gosh, my kid's been talking about Pokemon all the time
Ugh,
now.
dude.
She's like talking to me,
It's
asking me
fine.
questions. I go, I don't know anything about Pokemon.
Sammy is like, don't let her play that game, dude. I do not want her to be a Pokemon kid. I want her to have friends. Like, and I'm like, she'll have friends. They'll just not be approved by you, maybe.
They'll be all on Reddit.
Yeah, exactly. But Lulu wants to know about Pokemon, so I'll watch a YouTube video with her, and now my whole feed is like Pokemon shows and cards and scams, and they do a very good job. I have a ton of respect for these vendors, right? Because they do a good job of policing themselves. They'll have a vendor come up or a seller come up and be like, "Hey, I have this Charizard or whatever," and they'll go, "Do you mind if I take a look at it?" And then they'll take it out, they'll look at it, and they'll go, "It's a fake." And they go, "It's a fake? Why is it a fake?" They'll go, "Here's two real ones side to side. This is the difference between them. Yours doesn't have this, and also they ran a print that was a fake years ago, and it's not
And
real."
this one's on newspaper.
And usually it's not like a valuable card. Usually it's like a $20 card or whatever. And they'll go, "So it's not a real card. So what I'll do is I'll give you a $10 card for me to be able to rip this card up and destroy it. So you can't continue the thing." And they'll go, either they'll rip it up. They'll give someone a card. So they're paying into having a better industry and less fakes out there that can be sold to another vendor. And if the person goes, "No, I'm gonna take the card and essentially I'm gonna try to sell it to someone else," they'll contact all the other vendors. "Hey, this one person in the red shirt is trying to sell a fake Charizard card." So they police themselves really, really well. They're giving, they give the incentive, but also they'll warn the rest of the industry. Don't trade with this person. They're trying to scam you into buying a fake card, kind of thing. Why don't we have that same thing?
Because every time I say something like this in a Facebook group, everyone jumps down my throat.
Yes.
That's why.
Why
Because
is that? Why does no one think
'cause
it's as
everybody's-
important as we do?
they're moral cowards.
Well, and
Because
also
they
they're not
don't-
as successful.
They don't understand how, like, they're new in the industry. They don't understand that anyone could be experienced. They have no concept that I could be more successful than them. They think they will literally, if I say something mean, they'll go look at my profile and say, "Oh, look, I see you work at a church. You're a freaking idiot."
Yep.
And I'm like, dude, do you know how much more successful than I am? Like, it's not that I'm better than you. It's like you would think Americans don't have any understanding of excellence anymore. We don't care about success. We think success is a bad thing. We think if someone is doing well, that they're a bad person.
Yeah.
And it's not how reality works.
And they equate you to Yours Truly Media. They're like, "Oh, you must be
I
trying
don't
to
even
get
think
one
they
up
do
on
that.
me."
Maybe they do.
No. They go, "You're successful and you bully people just the way Yours Truly Media did." Or whatever. And
I
there
just
couldn't
think,
be
like-
good people
like-
in the industry.
You have to be willing and able to have normal, hard adult conversations with other adults. And if you're in a group with
other
people,
professionals, people
Yes.
that claim to be professionals.
so like there's a person in this one group in Boston who's always posting. And if I said, like, why are you allowing this person to be in this group? They don't even live here.
Yeah.
They would be like, "You're causing issues and you're being negative. You're being," and you're
I have been posting in this one group on Facebook for a while, campaigning against these groups, saying this is bad for us, this is bad for us. And I'll get a lot of support, a lot of likes, but no one will stand up and go, "Yes, you're right. This is my experience, blah, 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 blah." Usually it's people that are running these companies or trying to run a company.
or
who are
people who
coming
feel
down my throat.
bad about working for them.
Or
they
or
know
yeah,
they need
or
it.
people that need it and they're like, "Well, that's how I got my start." And
I'm not saying we bully those people at all. I'm at all. Like, if you're hearing if you work for these companies, I think that you're wrong. But the last thing I would ever want to do is bully you or embarrass you.
Yeah.
Like, if what I'm saying that is true is embarrassing you, that is freaking your problem. But I'm not going to go and single you out and call you out. Like, I would never do that.
Yeah.
Like, now, I would.
This is us gently encouraging you to consider
But
your
that six-
future.
the issue is the people who have made it need to stop being so selfish.
Mhm.
And this is what it's always been. Like, every time I talk to a luxury wedding filmmaker, and I'm not going to put people on blast, but like every person I've talked to who has their own thing is like, "What do I care?" That's their attitude. I'm the only one who cares.
Yep.
And everyone else is like, "Well, I already have my thing." So and it's like, okay, for now you do, until you don't.
Mhm. Well,
Like,
they're probably right.
they might be right, but they might not be.
They probably are.
They probably are.
They probably are. And so it's just like, I guess I'm tired of like actually seeing the problem, identifying it, saying, and then like, I'm sorry, I'm just not
No,
going to feel bad for the
let me
people that
push
get
back on
screwed.
that probably are. Because this is my, like, I'm a very long, you know this.
Yeah.
I'm very long term
Yep.
when I think. I always think meta and not micro.
Yep.
What industry can sustain being, like, we're already losing gigs to content creators,
Yeah.
even at the luxury level.
Yeah.
Because we didn't prove ourselves. Like, you had a finite window as an industry category. Like, remember calligraphy?
Yeah.
Now there's still people doing certain things, but like the whole like hand lettering thing, like you don't see it all the time anymore.
Yeah.
Because it was tested, and then the industry was like, this isn't for us right now. We don't want to do this anymore.
They go, this is way too expensive.
Too expensive. Like, it was fun because it was a novelty, right?
Yeah.
And I think like wedding filmmaking, that could be us.
Yeah.
Where we had a short season where it was a fun novelty,
Yep.
and it was a cool new product, and everyone wanted to try it. And then after they tried it, they said, well, here's the good things about it, but also it's kind of filled with scammers. It's too expensive. Takes too much time. They don't know how to dress.
Yeah.
They don't know how to like, it's like,
I mean, how many people that are legitimate filmmakers out there, you might not even realize how many things you're having to do now because thousands of people have been scammed by these companies. Like, I have to prove myself. Every single time I hop on a sales call, they're like, I know that you guys have hundreds of reviews that are 5-star online.
yep.
However, I don't trust you completely. You need to sell yourself even more.
Which has nothing to do with what we do.
I need this stuff in my agreement.
Mhm.
They treat you with tons of bad faith instead of good faith. And at the end of the day, these aren't the conversations we want to be having with our couples. I shouldn't be trying to convince you to trust me. I should be convincing you about what to do with your wedding film and why it's important.
Yeah, you know why
And-
everyone wants to fight with you about raw footage or all that dumb ownership crap? It's because so many people who in this industry are freaking scumbags
Yep. Exactly.
and professional morons.
Exactly.
Like, and so it's just like, and we tolerate it. We tolerate it. We tolerate it because nobody wants to be the mean guy. Well, I'll be the mean guy. And if you want a mean guy, I'll invite me to your group and I'll be the mean guy because I'm sick of it.
Mhm.
It's a waste of our time. And it's a threat. It's a threat. That's what I'm saying to you. It is a long-term threat because like industries can only compress so far before they collapse. And it's like, so like, yeah, maybe Le Rev will never have to deal with it because they're shooting celebrity weddings. By the way, I don't think celebrities will be like post-marriage and they'll be like getting married to the moon or something in 10 years. So like imagine you shoot the wedding between Kim Kardashian and the moon. I don't know. Like who knows what happens with celebrity weddings. But like
That would be a pretty sweet video.
it would be a sweet video. But it's like that's not an industry.
Yeah.
That's what we call a cottage industry.
Yeah.
That's like people who sell crystals or something.
Oh.
Like actually crystals people is a better industry than shooting luxury
Shooting
weddings.
strays at the crystal people in the wedding film podcast.
I'm just saying it's not some giant industry that everyone wants.
Yeah.
Like so like that's fine, but like we don't talk about that as like we don't talk about niche things.
Yeah.
Wedding filmmaking is not niche. It shouldn't be niche. Why is it niche?
Yeah.
To have a video of your wedding?
Yeah.
That's stupid. Why is that niche?
Yeah.
It's just a thing that anyone can have. And you could have artistic people and non-artistic people involved. You can have technical people who go and set up 3 cameras. I'm all for those people, man. Like there's nothing wrong with that guy.
Yep.
He deserves to have a job. You could have unskilled people, like some girl straight out of college who just has a great eye and doesn't know even how audio works and just walks around with a handheld camera. That's a wedding film. They
Yep.
can do that too. You can have us. You can have all kinds of people who make money with their cameras in weddings.
Yep.
That's what I want.
Yep.
That's it. I want all of you to have great businesses doing what you want to be doing. But we have to all agree at some point that like there has to be some kind of standards here. And we got to be willing to have the hard conversation. If we're not willing to have the hard conversation, like first and foremost, I'm going to just keep eating your lunch. Because like we built our business off knowing we're willing to do the things that no one else is willing to do.
Mhm.
Like we are just getting some opportunities in the like luxury space.
Yeah.
That I am very proud of. We have made $1 million before that.
Mhm.
So like, I'm telling you, it's freaking hard.
Mhm.
There are nothing promised. But also, we didn't need that stuff to make a living.
Yeah.
And so like you don't either.
Yeah.
You don't need that. You just need X amount of dollars. And so I don't know, man. I'm sad because these couples are getting screwed. I am sad for these artists because I don't think
I don't think they're being malicious.
nobody is willing to have this conversation with them. And I think it's like, I don't blame people for
Oh, they're
being,
not going to listen to this podcast and change. Like,
no.
We're going to talk about it. I mean, maybe just to say, hey, we're right about it every single time. But, you know,
told you so, told you so.
it's just getting so hard to feel bad for the people that keep getting ripped off who are working for these companies. Like, just don't ask me to feel bad for these people who have heard it a million times already.
Look, like literally in
They
the
have
group,
no
you
excuse.
could just make a post in the group called "Told You So." The end.
Yeah.
Like good.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
I do feel bad because it's like I don't want to see friends getting ripped off by these companies. But it's like, you know it, dude.
well, and also I'll see some
they're
of the,
not different.
some of the
Like,
very same people that will run their mouth in a Facebook group giving business advice will also work for these companies.
exactly.
And I'm like, you're a freaking idiot, dude. You don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You can't even book your own gigs. Why don't you shut up? Stop offering advice. You're not an expert at wedding filmmaking. You can't even run your own business.
Yeah.
Don't listen to somebody. If somebody gives you business advice, ask them how many gigs they took from some random national booking agency, and then you'll know if their advice is good or not. Because this person, like, you know why we can't do that, Jared? Because we literally can't. We literally don't have time to work with those people.
Weddings every single weekend. Yes.
And like more than we can handle.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And you know who I'm not going to give a wedding to? Somebody who works for a booking agency.
Yeah. They can't have me. They can't have my team. They can't have nothing.
No, I'm also not going to refer if I know that you're taking gigs like that, I'm not going to refer something to you because I don't trust you.
Yeah. Right. Like if someone is going to help us, like I'm much less likely to help because I just think it's like, I would rather have someone who's working for me 30 times a year that I'm paying well. And they're a second shooter. They're learning. They're becoming one of my people.
But also, like say you refer it outside to somebody because you don't have the time. Like you don't want to refer it to somebody who's actively working against you by propping up this evil thing in our industry.
Yeah.
Because not only are they helping those people, but it tells you something about that person.
Yep.
It tells you like either they're not that experienced or like I know one guy, he's a piece of crap. Everyone hates him. Everyone in the world hates this guy from what I can see.
Yeah.
And everyone in his market hates him. Right? Because he is an idiot and an a-hole and treats people badly. And so he has to work for these companies. So I know that if you're working with these companies consistently all the time, there's a reason you're not working for your own clients. Why would I want to trust someone who inquired with me, who might be working with a photographer I know, a planner I know, and then they might know that I referred this person because that's on me.
Yeah.
I don't want to refer them to you because you can't even get your own gigs.
Yep.
And I'm being so honest because I'm just more like, ugh, who cares now? I'm just going to say whatever. But it's like, this is the reality, guys. This is the reality. And like anybody who tells you they feel differently, who's successful, either just literally thinks of you so little. It's like that classic, like you seen The Bear?
Oh, couple episodes.
The guy from he had that his mentor, right?
I know.
The chef. You know that scene where he's like, "You ruined me. You screamed at me," and he's like, "Why are you complaining? I made you great." Like, and he's like, "I think about you all the time." He goes, "I don't think about you."
Yeah.
And that's what I'm gonna say to you. I don't think about you.
Yeah.
Like, and that person doesn't think about you. That person who like you're sticking it to, they don't even think about you. Like you need to think about yourself. And you can be offended or you can understand that what I'm saying is going to be the difference between you becoming super successful or not. This is the thing that will help you. Stand up for yourself.
Yeah.
Stand up for yourself. Be tough. Fight for your business. Do whatever it takes.
Spend that money on the marketing, man. Like if you really want to fight, like don't take the gigs. Spend 10 grand on marketing yourself on the Not Wedding Wire, Instagram ads, whatever. Book yourself up.
You can sign a consult with me. And I'll tell you this, like people who do consults with me, none of them do what I say. and it's like, and that's why, and then I see them asking for more consults and more advice.
Yeah.
And I'm always like,
Well, you don't do it after a while because you don't want to take advantage of them. Not
no, I won't
taking
do.
your-
I will only do one session at a time with you.
Yeah.
I won't book multiple because if you're not willing to do what I say, if you're not don't have the wherewithal
Yep.
and the importance to call me back
you're
and
not
book
gonna rip
another
them off.
appointment,
Yeah.
I'm not going to rip you off.
Yeah.
And if I tell you like, hey, come to this meeting prepared, and you don't,
Yeah.
I know you're not serious. If I say to you like, tell me about this, and you make a bunch of excuses like why you can't go to WIPA
Mhm.
because you're too shy,
Mhm.
okay, you're not serious.
Mhm.
Like I don't like. I'm just done with the non-serious people. I like you don't deserve to have a business.
Yeah.
So there are people that do deserve to have a business. Please let them have it.
Mhm.
And I would say the same thing to yours truly. So hopefully this was at least helpful if you're listening to this because I've been ranting for like.
I don't think people were ready for it, Jay. I don't think people were ready
I
for
wasn't
the
ready.
smoke
I was,
today.
I was actually like surprised how annoyed it made me because like the more I thought about it, the more I was just
Oh,
like,
I've been fuming for the last week. I've been fuming about this company. Like I posted so many different places. You can find a Reddit from me. You can find a post on Facebook groups from me. A couple. I wrote a Substack on it, so you can find a lot of things out there in the wild.
but the problem is like this is like
I just want it to get out there, like to every single person we can talk to.
this is a
about it.
repeat thing that happens in our industry.
So
Not only do we have
predictable.
this, we have scam educators,
Yep.
right, who take people's money and don't even offer
Well,
advice. We have
I
this
tell-
that's like a scam. We have all these scams, and like the real when push comes to shove, everybody just wants an easy way out.
Yeah.
They want
And this is the wedding industry. You have the best people in the world, and you have some of the worst people in the world. That is the wedding industry. So you got to watch your back, dude. You got to and you got to play ball. The people who play nice and are just good people and do things the right way are the people that last almost every single time.
Mhm.
Like from my experience, the people at the top in our industry, in our little nook, are really good people. too.
highly professional too.
Highly professional and want what's best, good teammates across the board. So take a lesson from that. We have to end because I have to leave.
Well, have
But,
a good time leaving.
Yeah, you guys can find us 3 different YouTube channels: Wedding Film School, The Wedding Film School Show, and Wedding Film 101, as well as check out our Facebook group, Wedding Film School. That's where you can find conversations from the broader community, etc. Also, if you want to see just a weekly kind of update, make sure you're going to weddingfilm.school. That's our website. You can sign up for our email newsletter, which we do periodically. You can know what's going on in the wider world of Wedding Film School. We are doing some pretty exciting things right now.
Redoing website.
Looks
Not
good.
just redoing the website, redoing pretty much reimagining the entire thing to be the type of thing that we're willing to do.
Yep.
Because I'm not willing to be everyone's free entertainment.
Period.
It's just who cares?
Yep. We're doing some interesting things, changing the model up a little bit. But yeah, if you're interested to see what we're doing, make sure you're checking out weddingfilm.school. We'll see you again next week on the Wedding Film School Show.
Word up.